Hello, everyone. This is Amy Winslow with the Product Business Podcast, the show where we are all about making your product into the biggest possible, best business for you that it's available. I just got off the phone with someone that is considering doing some business with us, and I was really reflecting on why the conversation was so easy, so natural, and uplifting for both of us. And it comes down to the why we're doing what we do, right? The why are we here? And so I don't always share this with people, but I'm going to put it out here to all of you. The energy behind a business comes through in the way that you market, the way that you talk to people, how you serve your clients or customers, and even in your packaging. The why you're doing what you do can show up. So the way that I think about this is the DNA of the business, right? The elusive something that has people get engaged with you. Now, in my industry called new product businesses and launching products and inventions and how do you make money from the thoughts in your head and the ideas that come to you, there are a lot of different approaches that can be used. You could use building a business where you are actually creating the product, building it from the ground up and getting it manufactured, building your sales teams, working with distributors, selling to retailers, like actually building a business, right? And the other approach is usually licensing. Now, licensing, you lose a lot of control, but you gain a lot of upsides. And there's different advantages to both sides of this. But what most people don't realize is you can also combine the two. And we've done that with many clients. It works really, really well for certain products. It's not for everything. What really struck me this morning about the conversation that I had with Paul was that he's been working on his project for 6 years. And there was ups and downs, right? And things that he would do differently if he had just known. One of the biggest gifts of creating a product is who you get to become in the process of it, who you get to be in the face of failures and successes, and how you get to learn to think. So I'm really honored that at the end of our conversation, he was saying things like, I'm so glad I took this meeting. My wife and I almost didn't. And he was talking about how great it had been for him and how it wasn't what he had experienced with some other meetings and that there was a new sense of possibility. So I shared with him why we do what we do. And just now when I said this, I can feel it. My body, I get really excited. And at the same time, like I tear up when I talk about the who we get to serve and the why I get to do what I do. My purpose here is to unleash your creativity on the planet in the most glorious, graceful way possible for you, so that your products and your business serve others and it serves you and who you want to be in the world and the biggest version of yourself. Because what I happen to know as a creative myself is when there's a lot of roadblocks and a lot of stumbling blocks, it can get really disheartening. And the ideas don't stop coming. The ideas still are there, and they can talk to you in the night, kind of make you a little crazy if you let them, right? And what works is to learn how to harness them, to learn how to move them forward with passion and speed, because you know what? The universe and money love speed. It loves you to make decisions and take action, right? And to understand what you're saying yes to and to understand what you're saying no to, right? Because Paul said a phrase this morning several times that is one that I use, which is that he didn't know what he doesn't know, right? And one of the reasons that we do so much training and so much consulting with people with their products is because we want them to understand what they're saying yes and no to. Because there's prices and prizes for these different approaches. There's opportunities that if you say yes to this one, you'll say, in effect, no to another one. And you may not know it, but the true thing to do, the truest, most aligned thing to do is the one that aligns with your purpose and the why you're creating what you're creating. And I have a passionate belief that when you learn to harness your creativity like our clients have, it exponentially improves, right? So instead of making you crazy, it goes from random thoughts to you actually being able to see your way through all the way to the end and crossing the finish line of either the licensing deal or the building a business or whatever it is for you, right? But when you have built the muscle and the skill set that lets you do it once, you can do it over and over. That is why we do this, because I happen to just I'm so passionate about this. It's really important that we all live fully impassioned and creative and alive lives. It is the most important thing that you can do for yourself that also serves your family and others. And I say this because when we're all living that way as human beings, we're all living passionately creative and we love the life that we're living, then more on the planet will stop. So I want you to get that. That's really what my business is up to. That's what this podcast is up to. That's what our live call-in show that we do on Mondays is up to. Is I am up to changing your experience of you and improving the results that you get from it so that war on the planet stops. Because what I know is when I wake that up in you, you live as an example to the person next to you, and they live an example to the person next to them. And it's the best way I know to cause transformation to come alive on our planet and alive in your families and in hearts and souls. So we're up to a big game. Tomorrow is when the new book should be out. It was supposed to be today, but I did not get the final edits approved. So I'm really excited to announce that it will be coming tomorrow. And you will be able to get it. It's going to be our gift to you as a digital download for a little while. And so I'd really encourage you to pay attention. This is the culmination of 23 years or so experience with consumer products, and it's distilled into an easy to digest and understand format for you. And there's resources that we list in there, and it includes some fun language too, like my fun definition of what profit really is and how to fix it and change it and increase it with your products. So there's a lot of pieces in there that are I'm so thrilled. People have been calling it a fabulous document. They've been saying that there is absolute gold in there. So this is just from the people that have read it in the early stages. So with that, everyone, go make what is in your heart as a dream happen in the world. The world is waiting for you to do that, but it's not going to wait forever. Right? If you're not willing to do it, someone else will. There's a statistic that the same approximate idea occurs to about 1,000 people on the planet at any given time, and only about 3 people take action on it. And you know what the tragedy in that statistic is? Is that 997 people are going to think, I could have, I should have, I would have, oh, they stole my idea, all of the variations of that. That, if you're listening to this, that being part of the 997 coulda, shoulda, woulda people is not who you are destined to be. You are destined to be one of the 3 people who takes action, because that is who I speak with. That is what we work with. That is what I can expand into something that is beyond the immediate imagination of how a process will work for you, right? But that's what we're up to. So with that, go do your work. Go change the world that you're living in. We'll be on Monday, and I'll be talking on the Monday live show. I'll be taking questions about how to get great testimonials and reviews that help you sell your product for you by handling objections before they're out of people's mouths. So if you're interested in joining the live show, check the link for this show's description, and that'll show you where to get the call-in information so that you can call in and ask questions about how to get the testimonials that you need to sell your product, and also what testimonials handle what objections. Right? It's going to be a half hour. So this is your chance to ask questions for free, get expert input and guidance into what you're doing and what you're building next. I'll talk to you all then. Bye.